When I was at school, I was put in charge of the school vivarium, and that was because I was passionate about frogs, toads, newts, lizards and snakes. They were my favourite animals, and I found somebody now who feels exactly as I did, and he's the age today that I was then. Wayne Budgen, who loves reptiles, particularly lizards. And you've got an extraordinary collection here, and I thought we'd have a look at each one in turn, starting with this one. This is a magnificent skink. What kind is this?
This is a New Guinea blue-tongued skink.
New Guinea? It's come a long way. How do you get hold of them? How did you get this one then?
This one is actually a captive bred specimen. Some animals are now banned from importation, and including some blue tongues.
Very friendly lizard. There's a tongue. There are a lot of different kinds of skinks, aren't there? This one, will he grow much bigger?
No, he's about fully grown now, about 18 inches long.
Nice and fat. You obviously feed him well. What do you feed him on?
Well, they will eat most things, but this one particularly prefers pet food.
Pet food? What, cat food or dog food or what?
Cat food.
Cat food? Extraordinary. And he lives in quite a large enclosure, do you? Do you have a big container for him?
A big 4-foot vivarium he lives in.
What about temperature, humidity, water, all that sort of thing?
Well, he has ultraviolet heating. So that he can have enough vitamin D3 for his bones, which makes sure there are no bone deformalities.
Yeah, yeah. That's important, yes. Let's just, will he walk along? Can we see him walk? Will he move for us? They're very sort of slow moving. Here he goes. Come on, that's it. Skinks have quite a slow movement and a very sort of shiny skin, don't they? He's beautiful. And what I love personally about lizards is that they have, such marvellous markings, don't they? I imagine this is mostly camouflage in the wild, isn't it?
Yes, because he's a ground dweller, so that's basically the camouflage of the shrubs and plants that would be on the ground.
Yeah. Now, of course, as you and I know, but a lot of people don't realise, is that snakes can't blink, but lizards can. And so if you find a legless lizard, like a slow one, which live in this country, and it looks like a snake, you ain't got to see if it can blink at you. If it blinks or winks at you, you know it's a lizard, because the snakes have an unblinking eye. Do you ever you don't find slow worms in this part of the country?
Mainly in Dorset, around there, they're quite common there.
I used to find some in Wiltshire, but I haven't looked for a long time, not since I was your age. Now, that's the skink, blue-tongued. If I take him over here very gently, so he doesn't get upset, perhaps your mother could, because your mother's very good with these, isn't she? A lot of mums aren't, you know. You're lucky. You've got some geckos. I wanted to have a look at your geckos. And, oh, goodness me. These are extraordinary. I haven't seen this species before. I know quite a lot of geckos, but this is a very beautiful one. Tell me about this one.
These are leopard geckos. These are both males, and these are different from most geckos, as in that they're ground dwellers. They've got claws on their feet instead of tiny hairs like suction pads like the day geckos.
And this one's got a join just there, is that it?
Yep.
And so this bit of tail here is all new?
Yes.
If I were to grab onto this tail now, it would come off in my hand, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And that's the way they protect themselves, because then the enemy's left holding the tail, but not the lizard. Now, so far we've looked at two kinds of lizards. I can't take my eyes off these. I think they're the most beautiful lizards I've ever seen. They're gorgeous. But if I put, is this the right cage? Right. Of course, we should explain to people this is not where they live. This is just for transporting them. Yes. They have much nicer places to live. But we've just used these containers to bring them here today. Right, so these are very beautiful. Thank you, Julie. Can we take the lid off here?
Which one first?
Well, let's go for the big one. That's it. You take out one of the snakes. We'll just have that one. That looks a beauty. And I'll put the lid back on because there are other ones in there. I don't want them to escape. Now, which species of corn snake is this?
This is the normal North American face.
So this is all over North America, this one?
Yes.
And it's corn snake, presumably it lives in farming districts and helps the farmers.
Yeah, it is known as the farmer's friend because it will go in the cornfields and eat all the vermin.
Yeah. One of the things that's important to tell people, I think, if ever you see a snake, and you want to know whether it's venomous or not. It's not absolutely 100%, but it's a very good guide. Look at the head. Now, if I show you the head head-on, you see how narrow that head is? That's because this one doesn't have any poison glands, any venom. And any snake that's venomous has a much broader head. The head sticks out at either side, doesn't it? And that's where the venom glands are. So if you see a snake with a very narrow head like this, it's nearly always harmless, like this one. Will it constrict my arm if I put it round my arm, do you think? If I wrap it round? I wonder if it'll tighten up here. See if I can get it to wrap round tight. Oh, yes. Yes, it's tightening up a bit now. Clinging on there. The interesting thing about it is that the markings underneath are so beautiful, as well as the ones on top. But what is it about animals like this that you really love, about reptiles and amphibians? What is it excites you?
I think it's really because they're different to everyday pets. So it's kind of like a new experience. And when they can become quite tame like normal domesticated animals. And when you see a healthy specimen, you can breed from it. And it's quite rewarding.
It certainly is. And I'm very envious of you because I think your collection is much better than the one I had at your age. So congratulations and thank you for letting us have a look at them. Thank you, Wayne Budgen.
If you would like a